All right, here's the review for Unit 8, which is surface area and volume. When you're solving for volume, it's going to be a prism or a pyramid, and you're going to use these formulas. When you're solving for surface area, you're going to be finding area of triangles or rectangles. So it's going to be one of these two formulas. Over here, I've given you the information to help you solve these problems. So name the solid. Which one are you using? What are you finding, volume or surface area? What formulas do you need? All right, and then you can solve the problem. Okay, so the first one, what's the volume of a prism that measures 2.5 by 3 by 4 inches? So I know this is going to be a rectangular prism. And for a rectangular prism, and I'm solving for volume. And for a rectangular prism, it's going to be volume's equal to big B times H. Because I have a rectangle base, that big B is going to turn into the formula for area of a rectangle, which is base times height. So write your formula. Okay. Your formula is volume is equal to big B times H. You have a rectangle base, so that's going to become base times height. All right, and then you're going to multiply this by the height of the prism. So you do have two heights, but that's okay, because what happens is we just multiply our three numbers together. All right, so this is going to be 2.5 or 2.5 times 3 times 4. So we're just multiplying our three numbers together. So save your decimal to last. Multiply 3 times 4 first. 3 times 4 is 12. Then multiply that by 2.5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. Add your 0 for your placeholder. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. Add everything up. You have 1 decimal place. So move over 1 decimal place. So we have 30 inches cubed. All right, so my answer choice that matches that is D, 30 cubic inches. I found the volume of the prism, just multiplying those three numbers together. All right, number 2, a fish tank like the one in the diagram below is filled with water up to the top of the tank. What is the volume of the water in the tank? Okay, so find out, what shape are you using? Well, this is a rectangular prism. What are we finding? They ask us to find volume. What formula do I need? Since it's volume and it's a prism, it's going to be big B times H. Big B is the area of the base. I have a base of a rectangle. So I'm going to need the area formula for the base of a rectangle. So volume is equal to big BH. My base shape is a rectangle, so this is going to turn into BH times the height of the prism. All right, so I'm going to multiply the three numbers together. The 22 times the 10 times the height. So I'm just going to multiply these three numbers together. So which one of these formulas looks like that? J looks like that. Just going to multiply the three numbers together. So that gives me J. Okay, number 3. A rectangular box is 7 inches long, 5 inches wide, and 2.2 inches high. What is the volume of the box in cubic inches? Okay, so I'm solving for volume. It's a rectangular box. A rectangular box is in the shape of a rectangular prism. Solving for volume. So volume of a prism is big B times H. I have a rectangle base, so that big B is going to get replaced with base times height. So volume is big B times H of a rectangle base. Gets replaced with the base and the height. And then I'm going to multiply it times the height. All right, another way that we say base and height, you might have heard this called length and width. So you can find the volume by doing the length times the width times the height, which is just going to be multiplying these three numbers together. So 7 times 5 times 2.2. Multiply your whole numbers together first. 7 times 5 is 35. Then we can multiply it by our decimal. So 35 times 2.2. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Add a 0 for your placeholder. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Add it up. I have 1 decimal place, so I want to move 1 decimal place. Okay, so that's going to give me 77. So the volume is 77 inches cubed because I measure my volume in cubic inches.